What is going on, investors? Good morning. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a quick update video on Alibaba. There are fears surrounding the stock that the stock is going to get delisted. Yesterday, a news came out from Chinese government that they are delisting. They are forcing to delist DD, which is they're not letting them list on the U.S. stock exchange. And there was so much fear in the market that the stock of Alibaba just crashed down. Currently, it's trading at $122. So all of my holders out there, all of my Alibaba stock holders, it is a point of panic. The stock has crashed almost like 60-70% of its value, and it's going down and down and down. So I had to do this video. The reason it's happening is because of DD. The Chinese government, they forced to delist DD from listing in the US because they cited some security concerns about some information and all that, and that they can do that with any company. They can do that with any company. Okay, it's a communist country. It's a communist party. They can tell any company, okay, this is security concern. Don't list there. So yeah, that threat is there. That threat is viable. But then later on, yesterday, they came out with a point that they said that China's possible ban on overseas listing through VIE are not true. So this government earlier they came out that they are checking for all security concerns and they will be doing all that. But then they came out and they said that overseas listing are not going to be delisted. They are not going to force the overseas listing to be delisted, and it's a 2.1 trillion loss, a 2.1 trillion of investment that is going into the country from overseas listings that they will be kissing goodbye if the Communist Party decides to start delisting these companies. Okay, now personally, I think this is utterly bullshit and stupid that they will be delisting these companies and kicking away 2.1 trillion dollars. But hey, communist country, what can you say about it? So that is what the situation is right now. And so Alibaba, it crashed. It's people got scared, people got worried, the holders, the investors, that the stock is getting delisted, stock is getting delisted. I agree, the fear is real. There is a fear, but for the short term, at least the stock is staying on the New York Stock Exchange. For the short term, we don't see that at least for the next 5 years, 6 years, and this will help the stock in some way. This article yesterday that they posted on their website, the government, China Security Regulatory Commission, they posted that China's possible ban on overseas listing through VIE are not true. And they mentioned Alibaba as well in there. So for the short term, the stock is staying on the New York Stock Exchange. The regulatory commission, the Chinese regulatory commission, has approved that, and that's what they are saying. Okay, now take their words with a grain of salt. There is a risk of this stock getting delisted. They can turn back around tomorrow and say, okay, yeah, this is the security concern. This is what we are seeing, and this, and that's why we are getting it delisted. But for that, you can also convert your shares to Hong Kong ADRs if you want to go that route. But I won't go that route. I'm just holding my stocks here, and I don't think they will be delisting at 2.1 trillion. Which country would kick 2.1 trillion dollars down the line? Which country, no matter if it's communist or not, everybody loves money. So I don't think they will be delisting. Yes, there are fears in the short term, but in the long term, I don't think it will play out that way. That's just my opinion. Unless there is a full war out, full breakout war, then it's a different situation. So for now, the stock is staying on the New York Stock Exchange. And if you hold a foreign stock and it gets delisted from US exchange, you still own the stock. A stock listing status has nothing to do with ownership rights. Your holdings are still valid. So if you are holding Alibaba and they delist the stock, you still hold part of that company. Okay, don't get twisted. Don't get it twisted by these news and these people. Oh, you will lose all your money. You will lose all that. The stock price will go down because of the fear, but you still hold part of that company. However, you lose the ability to trade it on the US stock exchange or New York Stock Exchange. In this scenario, you must still be able to trade the stock on the counter. Most brokerages allow on the counter trading. I thought not all stocks are supported, but as part of my research, I looked up three over the counter stocks inside my brokerage account, which is Sears Holding Group, Volkswagen, and BB Liquidating. So these are three over the counter stocks. So you will still hold parts of the stock, but it will be over the counter. And remember, you can always convert it to Hong Kong ADRs. Okay, you can always do that. You can always convert your stocks to Hong Kong exchange, and you can even keep the over the counter. So first thing, there is a very low chance that the stock is getting delisted. Okay, remember that, people. There's a very low chance the stock is getting delisted. If it gets delisted, which is only 2 to 3% chance, if it gets delisted, you can always convert it to Hong Kong ADR. If you don't want to go that route, you can always keep your over the counter stock. You hold parts of a company. Okay, it's not just fugazi or free flowing matrix number that you can just, oh, held part of that company, the stock is getting delisted, I lose my money. No, it doesn't work like that. You still hold parts of a company legally. Okay, it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. Okay, that's the second part. So don't be scared. Don't be scared by the short-term fears. That is what I'm doing. I'm not selling. I'm holding it because I know I hold parts of a good company. If they try to delist it, if they try to do all that stuff, okay, whatever, man. I still hold parts of a company. Okay, I'll still hold it for the next 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. I'm not selling it at a loss. No, no point at all. Also, there is news coming out from SEC that they are finalizing a rule that allows to delist foreign stocks for failure to meet audit requirements. Now, yesterday they came out with this law, I mean this rule that, any foreign company that doesn't allow the PCAOB, which is the auditing company, public company account oversight board, if any company that doesn't allow the PCAOB to work with the company to check their books, to check their what they're doing, what their commissions are, what their sales are, what their numbers look like. The PCOAB does a very deep audit of every company that lists on the New York Stock Exchange, even the ADRs. So most of the companies, they allow that. Most of the foreign countries that have their stocks listed on the US stock exchanges, they allow that. They allow the PCAOB to look into their books to check what's going on, what's not going on, how much they are lying or not lying. Everything that they say is on point, and the investors are not getting scammed. So what PCAOB is saying is, if the Chinese company, they don't play ball with them, they don't let them do the audits, they will have the power to delist them. Okay, this thing started with Luckin Coffee. Luckin Coffee was a Chinese company, and something went down with them, and they had to get delisted. So this is what's going on. Okay, PCAOB is saying that if Chinese company don't play ball, we will get them delisted, and that's the risk with Alibaba as well. Now, as far as I have read some articles on this, and as far as I know, Alibaba has been playing ball. Jack Ma, he had been playing ball, and they have been reporting their numbers honestly, and they have been playing ball with PCAOB. Now what changes in the future, Chinese government over there says, okay, no, this information is not going to get reported over there, and you're going to keep this information secret because we want you to, this is critical for national security. If they say that, then Alibaba has to comply with that, and that can get them in trouble with SEC as well. So I'm just trying to give you the real picture. There is a chance that this stock can get delisted. There is a risk. That's why it's trading so cheap. So some people can see it as an opportunity to buy, pick up cheap stock. Some people can see it as an opportunity to get scared, not know the facts, and run out of it. But here I'm trying to give you the facts. There is a risk. SEC, if the Alibaba doesn't play along with the rules of the SEC and the PCAOB committee, what the audit rules they set, it's a risk that they can get delisted. If Chinese government starts telling Alibaba, okay, this information is secret, you can share this information with anybody, and you can share this information outside the country, then it's at a risk. If Chinese government says, okay, the information that you have is secret and you can't be listing on the foreign company exchanges, that's a risk that can lead to delisting. So these are the three main risks, that these three main points that can lead to the delisting of Alibaba. As far as I'm concerned, I'm holding Alibaba. I'm down by almost 30% in my position, almost a loss of $5,000, but I'm still holding strong. I think these are short-term fears, and I think it will play out to be long-term winner. That's what my thoughts are around this company, and that's why I'm holding on. If it gets delisted, I can always convert them. I can, always, hold over the counter stocks. That's going to be one option. It's not like I'm losing parts of anything. I'm holding parts of a company, and I will keep holding parts of a company. So that is my thought pattern around this. I'm not selling. I'm holding it. In fact, I will even be buying more. If it goes down, I will be buying more. I'll continuously keep buying more, actually. If you can see, I bought more on December 1st, 2021, which was yesterday. I bought more of Alibaba and I bought more of Kimball Electronics. Both these positions are down in my portfolio. Alibaba is down by 30% and Kimball Electronics is down by 32% because they missed their earnings for the short term. So I'm buying more as it's going down more. I'm not selling it and I will be buying more if it goes down more. So that is my thought pattern around it. I would be curious to know what everybody else is thinking about it. I know there is a risk of getting delisted. I know it can get delisted. There is a 3-4% chance that it can get delisted, but there is a 97% chance that it doesn't get delisted because of the reasons that so much money Chinese government wouldn't want so much money to be kicked out of their country. Second is the image that it will give, it will put for them in the all around the world and in the investor community, because the investor community is actually the one that's going to lose big time if this happens. And the third thing is that it's it's companies like this that's that build up the international trade, that build up the international relations, and they play a big part in that. Those are also the reasons I don't think this will be delisted. This was a quick update and a quick video on what's going on with Alibaba and what's going on with the SEC over here. This news came out yesterday. They are also talking about audit news. The Chinese government is also talking about security regulations, but then Chinese government took a step back. They said, no, we are not going to be delisting all the companies that are trading through ADRs and VIEs. Then the SEC is saying that, okay, you have to meet the audit requirements. If you don't meet the audit requirements, you will be in trouble. So it will be interesting to see how things play out. But let me remind you again, if they delist, you can still convert them to Hong Kong stocks, which is the original stock exchange for these companies. You can still uh, have own the part of a company over the counter. Okay, you will still hold part of that company. Those are my 2 cents. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Thank you for watching. This is the Frugal Investor signing out.